awesome. Thank you. So as you can see, this is a tremendously distinguished group, 7 tremendous people with 7 fantastic organizations, and it is our pleasure to have you here for sure. Now, here's our sort of plan for the rest of the evening. We had promised not to keep you all too long, and not to keep the students too long either. The goal is to try to get out of here by roughly 7 o'clock, and we'd like to have a good chunk of that time be a chance for you to meet our students, and our students to meet you if we can. So what I'm thinking is this. My cell phone says 6:30. The next step, this is supposed to be about the halfway point of the panel. The next step was to talk about challenges facing your organizations. Now, I think we can still do this. But what I'm going to encourage you to do is to think really hard about challenges that you could express in 6 sentences. Okay, so while you're thinking of that, I'm going to take a slight digression and as I say, allow you to think and introduce Joseph Dickerson, directly in front of me, and he's going to make a quick announcement about an awesome student organization we've got here. You'll hear about this while you're thinking.
Hi, my name is Joseph, and this is Brittany. And we're 2 of the founders of the recently formed Smart Growth Club here at Heinz College. And really, just to communicate what the club is about, is really the club is all about creating access and avenues for students to really stand on the shoulders of giants. The people that are on this panel, the people that have been rebuilding and regrowing Pittsburgh for the past 40 years. And really what we're here to do is to really spend the next 40 years as students, as young people graduating from CMU and people that are from the CMU community, to give us a chance to engage and start rebuilding this community just as people have been doing before us. So the club is open to students from all over campus. We're working on engaging with students from the School of Architecture, particularly, who we think really have a lot of synergies for the club. We've formed very recently from actually 3 different groups. So we have deep roots, but we're a new group of students from the Economic Development Club, the Environmental Policy Club, and then also the State and Local Government Club. So it's a chance to really form that group of people together who have similar interests, who recognize that Pittsburgh and places like Pittsburgh really have a great future and a great opportunity for us as young people to get involved.
Good. All right. Thank you. And I must say the name of the new club is awesome as well. So it's like you were saying, Don, about Rust Belt or Sun Belt. No, we got to do better. Smart, good. Growth, good. This is a good name. Club, good. What? Absolutely right. Okay. So you're picking up already. All right. So let me turn it back over. I don't know. We can go in the same order as we went before. Rob, starting with you. And I do apologize for having to keep you short. But I think it'll be our mutual benefit to do so.
6 sentences. Let me see. This right sizing thing is something that we are a generation that has to get our hands around previous generations, continued population losses. So this is sort of a throw out a question back to the crowd. How do you deal with neighborhoods that have lost 90% of their population over the last 50 years? Doing nothing is not appropriate. Right? So that is one of those things that I think we're all somewhat confronted by. We're trying to move. I would say that the city is sort of excited about trying to move from just doing the deals to trying to figure out how those deals impact people's value off-site. So it's not just about the change on site. It's about bringing equity back to the senior citizen. And how do we do that? How do we track that? How do we become as sophisticated as we can about that? And then I'll narrow it down to the third one, which is what is social equity? In the repositioning of a brownfield, in the recreation of a neighborhood, in the adding value with jobs and building tax base, how do all ships in the city's armada lift and get pointed in the right direction? That continues to be ongoing challenge.
really good. Thanks, Rob. All right, Dennis, let's hear your.
Thanks. Brief. Right. I think, to me, it's clear. We need to continue to get the message out as to the great things that are going on around here in the area, in the region. This the G20 that's happened gave us a tremendous opportunity. You saw some of the numbers that were bandied about the economic benefit here. The one that you really need to pay attention to is $100 million, which is really probably a smaller figure, and that number's going to climb. But that's really the value of the marketing that we got with us. I mean, we are now known worldwide, much better like we were last week at this time. And we need to continue to the momentum of that. That's going to provide us with a number of opportunities that we need to be up to the challenge. We, the panel, and a variety of other people in our businesses to be up to the challenge. We need to continue to relate to these companies, these international companies that are going to start to come to us. They've been coming to us, but they're going to start to come to us in greater amounts. We need to continue to relate to the immigrant population, that we have not really, reached out to and have not really embraced here. We're going to see that change, I believe. We need to continue that momentum and really understand the great value that we got from that exposure, that worldwide exposure, because if we're not ready for it, then it'll pass us by.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Dennis. Lisa's up next.
Building precisely on that point, our challenge is to raise Pittsburgh's confidence enough to reach for the stars in looking for environmental mitigation. We have done a great job with economic development. We have done a great job with public access. We have not yet made that catalytic difference in going beyond just creating space that is green, but restoring biodiversity, cleaning water, and reversing a long history of industrial. We're hiring experts to do it, but we're also working with private property owners across boundaries, public resources, just to see if we can do something that's not yet been done.
Yeah, I have to say, I did find it amazing on the G20 publicity how often we heard the idea that Pittsburgh is a green city, and who would have thought of that after being known as the steel manufacturing hub of the world. Really exciting.